Katie, so good to see you.
So good to see you too.
It's a beautiful day in New York, and here we are at Lincoln Center. This is not the first place people think of when they think of Broadway.
Right.
But might be the first place you think of when you think of Broadway.
Yes, in fact it is. This is where I made my Broadway debut, right here at the Vivian Beaumont.
I mean, you were like a week out of school, it sounds like.
Yeah, I hadn't even graduated yet. I was still in school.
You were still in school when you got cast as Clara in Light in the Piazza. It was a big hit. A little-known actress named Kelly O'Hara was playing the role. And she was leaving to do another show, and they needed a new one, right?
Yeah, exactly right. And so I had this connection, very, very light connection to the show through Kim Grigsby.
Right, yeah, it sounds like she saw you when you were like a teenager.
Yeah, just like a few months before, a few years before. The way I knew Kim was that she was friends with my high school voice teacher, the woman who taught me voice lessons in high school. And they were friends from college, and they were still close. And yeah, Kim called my voice teacher saying, do you know anybody that could come up and
do you know any sopranos? I mean, I know one in Texas. I know someone in Friendswood, Texas. That's the name of the town.
Yes, that's where I grew up.
That name.
Friendswood, Texas, where I grew up. And I was in college kind of like getting ready for finals and like not even thinking. So I get this phone call from a Broadway casting director. I thought it was a prank call. I got the job on a Friday, right here. This is so weird to be here. But on a Friday afternoon, I had my final call back. My mom was waiting over here and I came up these stairs and I was coming up and telling her about my last callback for the show. And that's when I got the call right there. We were standing here together. And I
right here, you found out you were gonna be on Broadway.
Yeah, pretty wild experience. But I was the most inexperienced, totally green coming in here. I had done one professional show in Houston at Theater of the Stars. Yeah, that was the only professional show I ever done. I was brand new to the city. I was lost on the subway all the time and didn't know what I was doing here. I mean, it was
and you were like, where's Broadway? This doesn't look like Broadway.
I was like, the Lincoln Center? Does this still count as Broadway? I don't know. I didn't know anything. But
all right, well, let's walk down to the real Broadway and see some more of your places you've graced the stage. Come on. Hey, look, the Broadway Theater.
The Broadway Theater.
The confusingly named Broadway Theater, right? Let's go to a Broadway theater. There's not Broadway
Theater. At the Broadway Theater.
Is it true that the Broadway Theater is where you saw your first Broadway show?
Yes. And it was, in fact, Miss Saigon.
And then you got to appear in Miss Saigon many years later, the revival, which played here.
Yep.
And you got to play Ellen. So Ellen is the new wife of Chris.
Yes.
And it's a very complicated, if you haven't seen Miss Saigon, emotional roller coaster.
Very much so. I mean, that was one of the first shows that I fell in love with. And then I got to see it on Broadway with Lea Salonga, who had come back.
For the end of the run.
Yeah, and it was like 99. So anyway, I was really obsessed with Miss Saigon and the fact that I was getting to audition for it. It was going to be in the theater where it was in the first place was just surreal. I just remember poring over, remember the cast albums had the liner notes where it just had all the lyrics, and that's how you learned Broadway shows back then, kids.
Yeah.
And I would just read, and I remember sobbing, reading, and listening at the same time. Miss Saigon, Les Mis, I mean.
The Gershwin, Wicked. Have you seen this show? It's good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good?
It's pretty good.
They say that it's good.
I actually expected like a Katie Rose Clarke statue here somewhere. Aren't you the longest running Glinda? Is that still the case?
That is still the case.
That's amazing.
Isn't that wild? I
mean, it wasn't all at once. It was a lot of.
No, we broke it up a little bit. But I mean, I did a long chunk in the initial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is still a hot ticket.
I know.
It's still packed every night.
I mean, the show is unbelievable. It's incredible to be a part of its legacy. I mean, much less to have like a stat like the longest running Glinda. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a real gift. And so yeah, and the women that I've shared the stage with, Lindsay Mendez in the show, and MERRILY with me now, we've been friends since then.
Everybody wants to know what's it like to enter in the bubble and to have the best entrance line. I mean, what do you get to say? Say your iconic line.
It's good to see me, isn't it? Oh my gosh, isn't that so good?
Obviously, to keep going back to a show, it had to be a happy place for you. Yeah. What was so great about this job?
I mean, the music is great, the story is great, and I got to have a different experience with each Elphaba and Fiyero and Nessa Rose. I mean, it was just the people were what made it so awesome, and I got I have some of my closest friendships are from being in this show. And then not to mention, like, no matter how long this show is running, there are young women, young people at the stage door that are completely moved and see themselves in the story. And it's amazing. It's really a lasting and relevant story, and people connect with it.
So this is the Longacre Theater.
Yeah.
Now, and this was a sweet little musical that I think you were probably very attached to, sort of the whole experience of it. It's a special show for many people for many reasons. That was Allegiance.
Allegiance, yes. It was George Takei, Lea Salonga, Telly Leung, and it was the story of the Japanese internment during World War II, which was an incredible story that we just don't really have
We're not
in our
taught
history
it.
books.
Yeah.
Right. I feel really proud to have been a part of it. Plus, I mean, as we've already talked about, Lea Salonga is my hero, so I got to sing a duet with her. This is my first originating role, and so it was a really cool experience, and it was a great, sweet, amazing group of people to really cut your teeth on that. It was a great story. I loved that piece.
What is it like being in a show and it's not taking off? You know what I mean? And everyone is so invested in it, and everyone just is like really trying to get audiences in, and it's heartbreaking.
It's so heartbreaking, and I'm so glad I had that experience with Allegiance, and I think it was because we all felt so proud to just be telling the story in the first place. You know, we did record it, so it still lives on, and what made it sort of eased it a little bit that we got it out there.
And look, we made it to your current Broadway home, Merrily Roll Along. I know you did it off Broadway.
Yeah.
This has turned into such a crazy hit and such a rebirth for the show, a celebration of Sondheim, great casting. You're part of an amazing cast. You played Beth. So what is it like to come here every night and do this show?
Oh, it's surreal. I mean, it's an amazing cast. I mean, I know everybody talks about the three of them, but really the entire group is amazing. And crew and everything. I mean, we just have a really good time. And then Beth, I love Beth. I just think she's so quirky and interesting and funny, and then she's super brave, and she just loves Frank so well, and it's been a real joy to play her and kind of experience that. And Jonathan's so easy to fall in love with every night. I love her part in the story, but as you peel it back, you kind of see that she was almost this, for a short time, she was like a fourth to their trio.
Yeah.
Had this friendship with them and did the downtown club show with them even. And so it's kind of a fun little time to get to be inserted into the trio for a bit.
So look at all these beautiful things you've been able to do. You've been on the scene now for like almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you love to see moving forward?
Well, it's so wild to walk back through your resume, like literally and figuratively. I mean, I told you I was going to cry. But it is so moving to just relive some of that and be in the space where you have these different chapters of your story. And God, I mean, I've been so lucky to be able to continue working for the past almost 20 years. And just, I hope I can continue. And now I have kids and a family in the city, and I'm still able to do this. And I count myself very lucky. And now I'm in a show that people are really loving and responding to. So, I mean, if I could do one of these every few years, that'd be just a real treat.